Welcome back. I'm Ivory LaNoue. Today's topic is Archangel Raziel. Before I get started, I want to say a special hello to my listeners in Cardiff, Wales. Thanks for tuning in. Let's jump into this topic today. Archangel Raziel's name means secrets of God or knowledge of the divine. As you could hear, it's pronounced Raziel, emphasis on the second syllable. The origin of the name is Hebrew. He's also known as Raziel, Raziel, Galizer, Acrisiel, Seraquel, Suriel, the angel of mysteries, keeper of God's secrets, and the wizard and alchemist of the archangels. Lots of names for the same archangel. Archangel Raziel appears in sacred texts as a cherub attending God, one of the Orphanim who are the wheels seen in Ezekiel's vision. Also, he is listed as a chief of a group of high-ranking angels. In the Kabbalah, Raziel reveals the divine wisdom that the Torah contains. Raziel is said to always stand by God's throne, giving him knowledge of God's secrets, including celestial and earthly knowledge. According to Jewish lore, Raziel wrote a collection of these secrets in the Sefer Raziel Hamalach, which means the Book of Raziel. It is known as the Book of 1,500 Secrets. And it's also a grimoire, which is a book of spells of practical Kabbalah from the Middle Ages. The Sefer Raziel Hamalach says that God sent Raziel to earth to help Adam after he and Eve were cast out of the Garden of Eden. Other angels were upset about this and cast the book into the ocean. When the book washed ashore, the prophet Enoch found it and added some of his own wisdom before he was transformed into Archangel Metatron. It was then passed on to Archangel Raphael, Noah, and King Solomon. That's per legend. Raziel later gave the book to Noah at the time of the Great Flood, who used the instructions within it to build the ark. Some say this book was written in a language of the angels. It does contain many symbols which are unknown. The Hebrew religion states that it was written primarily in Hebrew and Aramaic. The Zohar, the holy book of Kabbalah, says Raziel is the angel in charge of wisdom. One of the insights in this book is that creative energy begins with thoughts in the spiritual realm and leads to words and actions in the physical realm. Jewish tradition says that Raziel helps to protect other angels and rules over the second level of heaven. He is the patron angel of lawyers, lawmakers, and those who enforce the law. Within the confines of the human body and this physical universe we live in, the angel Raziel also taught Adam the knowledge of the power of voice, the power of thought, and the power of a man's soul, ultimately teaching the knowledge with which one can integrate physical and spiritual life in this physical world. A great thing we could all use, right? Areas that he oversees. Raziel's primary role is providing new spiritual insights or creative ideas due to his in-depth knowledge of the universe. He also increases extrasensory sensitivity. He revives psychic gifts such as telepathy and remote viewing, and increases awareness of the 5 elements: fire, air, water, earth, metal, and there's actually a 6th, ether. Raziel removes blockages, integrates the shadow self, helps you see from a higher perspective, and understand the laws of the universe. If you made vows in past lives which are causing you trouble now, such as vows of poverty or chastity, he can help dissolve them. There's no reason for you to continue dealing with that in this life where you're not a monk or a nun. You might notice that Raziel shows up when you have a lot of questions, and he answers them in unexpected ways. Raziel has a full comprehension of God and the world. He has the power to expose your life patterns, existing powers, and new possibilities to you. If you want to discover the secrets of the world, work with Archangel Raziel, who will be able to assist you. You will discover the connection between your psychic abilities, your soul's intent, and your true path. Things you may not know about Raziel, but I have gathered this through many, 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 many weeks of research. Raziel is most often referred to as being masculine. His energy is rainbow colored. He's often depicted bringing light into darkness, symbolizing his work in bringing the light of understanding into the darkness of confusion. Some teaching describe Raziel as having blue wings, a glowing yellow aura, and wearing a gray robe with liquid-like properties. I imagine that would be hard to describe. His personality is very loving, calm, peaceful, and subtle. His voice is deep, reassuring, and wise. Raziel is the angel who works most closely with God himself, being at his side always. He does not have a ruling planet, but he is associated with the zodiac sign Leo, as well as the third chakra, which is the third eye. For those of you watching, it's right here. For those of you listening, it's between the eyes, actually a little higher, just above your eyebrows. Let's talk about signs. A symbol of Archangel Raziel and a sign of his presence can be seen flashing rainbows of light. But don't worry, if you feel connected to Raziel and don't see rainbows, for some, the presence of this angel may be a more subtle pull towards spiritual growth, spiritual science and metaphysical study, alchemy, and understanding the secrets of the universe. Another symbol of Raziel is a sigil, and I'm going to show that to you now for those of you who are watching on YouTube, and I have to put it right in front of my face because of my background. Here it is. And you still can't see it. There we go. There you go. So you know what it looks like is a backwards letter N with a crooked piece and a little circle on the end of that. And then on the base of the first line of the N, backwards N, is a little horizontal line like a stand. But you could look this up online, the sigil for Raziel, if you're listening now. The sigil is created using the rose cross, and this symbol is said to be a magical key which can support you in resonating with the energy and frequency of this angel of mysteries. I don't know if you know a lot about symbols, but there are some that are in the Reiki master level. There's some symbols that you draw them in a specific way and you say them as you draw it. And I feel like that's true of this sigil as well. Raziel's words. I asked him to give you a message before today's show, and here's what he had to say. Let me shine a light into your spiritual darkness. I am here to help you solve the abstract or metaphysical problems that are holding you back. One of the great barriers to meeting your full potential spiritually is attachment to empty knowledge and a solely material view of reality. Let me help you expand your understanding. This really resonates for me because one of the things I've noticed for myself and students and friends, when you're progressing spiritually, you start detaching from the material. So all the other things that can fit in with that is gossip about people you know and people you don't know, like celebrity gossip, shows and topics that are kind of shallow. So those kind of things will not resonate. Those will not help you work with Raziel. These are some areas that you could consider calling upon Raziel for help for. One would be spiritual insights, manifesting alchemy and divine magic, dream interpretation, past life memories, divinely inspired ideas for generating income, Sometimes we know we need help in a specific area, and I think it's fantastic to know which archangel is most likely to be able to help you the most. So for those areas, Archangel Raziel. This is a general invocation for Raziel, and an invocation when you're talking about archangels means asking them to come in and help you with something. It's suggested that you reach out to Raziel on a Saturday, face the west, and hold in your hand a piece of clear quartz, titanium aura quartz, rainbow quartz, iolite, aqua aural crystals, labradorite, or opal. You don't have to hold all of those, just one of those in your hand as you're doing it. All of these things are to help increase the effectiveness of your request for assistance. You could also put some particular essential oils in a diffuser. I'm going to tell you all the ones to use. Just remember, don't use them all. Pick 1, 2, or 3 that blend together nicely, that appeal to you. The oils to use for Archangel Raziel are cinnamon, frankincense, one of the highest frequency essential oils, orange, patchouli, peppermint, rose, rosemary, sandalwood, or vanilla essential oil. And again, just a few drops of 1, 2, or 3 in your diffuser is plenty. And let it run for maybe 10 minutes before you do your invocation, just to completely permeate the air with the scent that you're looking for. Before asking for divine secrets from Raziel, you must prove yourself worthy and responsible. And so be thinking about whether you would be seen as worthy and responsible of the secrets of the universe by an archangel before you do this. If you don't think you are, work on that and then make your request. When you're ready, say this invocation. Archangel Raziel, I ask you to enter this space and connect with me energetically. I live my life with purpose and faith. At this time, I seek knowledge that will give me a greater understanding of the universe, and then insert your specific issue. I request that you illuminate my mind to the highest level possible for me at this time. It is my desire to advance spiritually in service to all. I thank you for honoring me with your presence and divine assistance, Raziel. These next invocations are for very specific purposes. So the first one was generalized, just sort of covering the bases, but these are more specific. All of them are for Archangel Raziel. The first one is an invocation for spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel, I invite you to enter this space as I seek spiritual understanding. Open my mind to be fully receptive to your guidance and that of other archangels, angels, and guides. Help me to be prepared to consider new ideas, bold concepts, ancient beliefs, and theories that require me to expand my mind. Let me not be held back by what I think of as reality or my concepts of life and death. Help me respond to new information with curiosity and excitement. I ask that you assist me in a practice of regular introspection so I may develop a deeper understanding of spirituality. Help me to break free of ideas and thoughts which are holding me back. Let me be a clear, open channel for knowledge, insights, and downloads. I welcome this information both in a conscious and subconscious state. Be with me as I seek understanding of my purpose in this life and search for meaning in my experiences. Archangel Raziel, thank you for your presence and your loving guidance in my search for spiritual understanding. The next one is an invocation for reclaiming your power. I personally like this one if you've been in a relationship that was abusive and you felt like you lost yourself in it and you're trying to get that back, get your power back, stand in your power, your strength. This is a really good one. Archangel Raziel, please enter the space and help me to reclaim my power. I ask that you guide me inward so I quickly find my center of strength. Let me tap into that core of energy and feed it with renewed confidence, strengthened boundaries, and self-esteem. Please help me see myself as a vital, capable person who is in command of my own life and how my journey unfolds. Guide me to see that negative words and actions are about them, not me. Within my mind, help me to turn negative energy into positive so my power may reach its full potency. I recognize that the source of my power is within me. Nothing can take it or dim it without my permission. As of this moment, I reclaim it fully and ask that you help me to feel that to the core of my being. Let my courage shine forth, my vigor be felt, and tenacity become a trait I employ regularly. Archangel Raziel, thank you for your presence and for assisting me as I reclaim my power. This next one is invocation for recovering from painful memories or past traumas. I work with many people who are currently in a traumatic situation or recently got out of it, or even some who've been out for a long time, but have yet to complete their healing. So consider this one for yourself if you fall into any of those categories. Archangel Raziel, I invoke thee for guidance and healing. Please help me to recover from painful memories and traumas. Assist me in distancing myself emotionally from them so I may heal faster. I understand that the emotions will be there for me to work through when I am stronger and more balanced. I ask that you remove the pain and trauma from my heart chakra and my energetic field. It is my desire to be whole and healed so that I may move forward with peace and joy. I want to let go of anything related to my painful, traumatic experiences that are holding me down or back. From this day forward, let me find relief from the torment, order from the chaos, and benefit from any lessons learned. Take away my suffering and leave me feeling peace and able to see the blessings in my life now. Archangel Raziel, thank you for your presence and your mighty healing as I recover from my painful memories and trauma. Sometimes those past traumas don't make themselves immediately known. Your brain will allow you to remember what you can handle at the time, and then suddenly, for some people, it's happened to me that a traumatic memory comes out of nowhere and I see it very clearly and I'm reliving it. I know plenty of other people that's happened to. So if that happens to you, it can throw you right back into feelings of trauma again. So consider this one for yourself if that happens to you as well. The good news is that if your mind releases a memory, it thinks you're strong enough to handle it now. So you're making progress with your healing. The last one is an invocation for releasing baggage from my past lives. Boy, this is a big one for a lot of people. Archangel Raziel, please help me to release the baggage from my past lives. I feel the weight of these lifetimes pressing upon me. Let any fears and phobias, scarcity beliefs, feelings of not being valued, relationship patterns be set free so that they no longer affect me. I understand that my triggers mean I am being called to go deeper and am ready to discover the connection to my past lives. I ask for guidance in that process. Anything I carry that does not serve me, I am letting go of. As I move forward, help me to use my knowledge of past lives to make different choices. I welcome this opportunity to learn and grow in my current experience. Help me to see the lessons I did not learn in past lives and still need to learn now. I am ready to work on them so that I do not need to carry those lessons forward into my next life. Archangel Raziel, thank you for your presence and your guidance in releasing baggage from my past lives. I want to remind you that I give you these invocations that I wrote with the assistance of the Archangel, but it's important you put these in your own words. Eliminate parts that you don't feel comfortable saying, change the words to words you would use, make them your own. It's really not that you say what I say, it's to give you an idea of what to say and then make your own. It's best that way because it's coming straight from your heart. And if you don't know what to write, here's what I do a lot is I sit and I say, okay, angels, I'd like an invocation for healing from Archangel Raziel. What would you like me to say? And I just start writing. I just start getting inspiration. And that can work for you as well. And if you're nothing's coming through, put it aside, come back to it later. It's kind of like I'm a writer, I'm an author, and I've had writer's block or are just not in the mood for writing sometimes. Put it aside, come back later, and then the words just flow. So the timing has to be right too. There's a chance that even if you didn't know that Archangel Raziel existed, you never gave him a second thought, that you've been working with him or he's been helping you and you didn't even know it. So if you see this beautiful light with depth and movement that's got a rainbow of colors in it, chances are Archangel Raziel is with you. Archangels can come in and help us even when we don't do invocations, even when we haven't asked for their help. Sometimes our own angels just call in that assistance at a higher level. You know, our master guide and guardian angels are high level, but not as high as archangels. So if they know we need that extra assistance from the highest level of angels, they're going to bring them forward for us. So if you're not comfortable, and I know some people are not, I've had people tell me, I don't think I deserve to ask for help from an archangel, or there's people who need it so much more than I do. We don't compare one trauma to another or one need to another. If you have need, you have need. And I assure you, that's how the angels and archangels look at it. They're not going to look at you and say, listen, there's people starving without a home. How dare you call me in for help? No. They see that you're suffering. They see that you've got some problems and you're having trouble sorting through it yourself, dealing with it, transforming yourself into a stronger being. So never be shy about asking. Archangels are here for every person on the planet. There's not a single person on this planet they would not help. And you're all worthy. You know, people ask me, I'll get a question at least once a week. Do I have angels? So I was in Chicago visiting my daughter in October, and 3 of her social acquaintances asked me that privately. And I would just want to say, yes, you do. You have angels. You have a whole team of angels and guides with you. Every person on this planet does. Every person who asks for the help from an archangel receives that help. Even if you don't see them, even if you don't feel their frequency, if suddenly there's some assistance, things are shifting, things are happening in a direction you couldn't get them to go on your own, you need to open your mind to thinking you're receiving some assistance from an archangel and your own angels, and believe that they are helping you. And especially if you are still new to the topic of angels and archangels, if you have trouble believing they're real, then they're probably not going to appear to you. They're going to wait on that until they feel like you're ready for such a thing. I just want you to know how it happens for me is all I can tell you. You know, I'm not in another person's body. I can only tell you like my experience, how things happen. And hopefully that helps you understand what's happening to you or prepare you for what might happen for you. But if you work on your frequency, you keep your frequency high, you do everything you can to keep your frequency high, you will experience help from the archangels. You will experience your own team of angels. There's no doubt about it. That's just how it works. So I hope that you've enjoyed this topic today and learning more about beautiful Archangel Raziel, maybe an archangel you haven't thought of working with before, and now you will. If you have any questions about today's topic, you can always email me. That's in the show description, and I'll be happy. I always respond. Or you can, if you're on YouTube, ask me a question there. I always respond. Never fear. Happy to do it. I'm here as a support for you, especially those of you who don't have your spiritual tribe yet. You don't have a circle of friends that are also on this journey that you can talk about with your studies, your curiosity, your experiences, where you're hoping to go on your spiritual journey. That's one reason I'm here. So I invite you to visit my blog for a lot more topics on my website, which is ivoryangelicmedium.com, and enjoy some topics there that are of angels and spirituality. Tune in next Sunday. The topic is the spiritual meaning of woke. And in preparation for that, I'd like you to let go of all preconceived notions, especially regarding politics lately, what they talk about with woke, because that's not what it means. That's what they're turning it into, that is an alternative meaning, but that's not what the show's about. This is about purely a spiritual, not a religious, but a spiritual meaning of woke. And in the meantime, may your angels surround you. May your angels protect you every moment, every day of your life. I'll see you next week.